Hello and welcome to ParaCheer International's guide to the ParaCheer division at the ICU World Cheerleading Championships. The competition is taking place on the 27th of April out in Florida, USA, but don't worry if you can't be there to support us in person, just follow the link below and you can watch it all on the live feed.
The ParaCheer movement was inspired by ParaCheer International founder Rick Rogers after he performed the world's first ever wheelchair partner stunt at the ICU World Championships in 2011. In 2014, the ICU contacted Rick and asked if he would come back to the World's competition again, not to perform this time, but to meet with the governing council of the ICU to discuss the idea of ParaCheer. The ICU were motivated by his performances in 2011 and again in 2012 and wanted to create a competitive division so others with disabilities could have the opportunity to perform on the world stage like Rick did, but with the added element of competition and a world's title at stake. The ParaCheer division comprises integrated teams of disabled and non-disabled athletes competing together. The division is separate from the Special Athletes division. Disabled athletes in the ParaCheer division are defined as those with either physical or sensory disabilities, such as a hearing or visual impairment, not learning disabilities. Although an athlete who qualifies as a ParaCheer disabled athlete may also have a learning disability. Remember, when you're watching the division, not all disabilities are obvious or even visible. To qualify, a team must have a minimum of 25% of their athletes with an eligible disability. The role of the coaches is to create a routine that meets the ParaCheer rules and scoresheet criteria. Both of these have been kept as close to the original rules and scoring as possible, but with a strong emphasis on making creative adaptations, as fully as possible ensuring disabled athletes are included and integrated into the routine. So what might an adaptation look like? In training, an adaptation might mean more breaks for athletes struggling with fatigue, planning time for experimenting with new grips, or in the case of Team England, using high-vis Velcro and high-vis jackets to visually assist a partially sighted athlete. Adaptations the judges see on the floor might include alternative grips, creative new stunts inspired by an athlete's disability, and alternative equivalents, such as the one seen here, where the flyer twists back down to load rather than twisting to a cradle on her wheelchair using base. In freestyle pom, adaptations need to reflect the essence of the movement and create alternatives that have that same energy. For example, in this kick line, some dancers use their arms to emulate the kicks from other dancers. Some adaptations might mean a stunt or a dance section flows without you noticing differentiation, while other sections might intentionally show and celebrate difference, like the kick line. Non-disabled athletes should be used effectively to enable adaptations and for safety, such as these cradles which fly away to another group rather than land on a wheelchair base.
I hope that you found this video useful and that you feel like you know a little bit more about the ParaCheer division and what you should be looking out for when you're watching it at Worlds. If you'd like more information about ParaCheer International, there's also a link below in this video and you can click on that. And we hope to see many of you out at Worlds.